Greetings, dear Astro friends. Here is the Winter Lioness of Astrology. I come on here today, Melanie, of course, with the Astro Weather. Today is the 11th of February 2025, and we're on the eve of the Leo full moon coming on tomorrow morning. Tomorrow at 5:53 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll have the late 24 degrees Leo Aquarius full moon. Not only that, the full moon will be also in T-square with Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius. So quite exciting times, thrilling times, unpredictable times. Expect the unexpected, embody the love, and also the motto, of course, of the Leo Aquarius full moon is we're all stars in the constellation of love. I felt called to come on here right now as the sun is shining in here this morning beautifully, bringing warmth, bringing golden rays of love into our lives. And hopefully you have a solar infusion as well, wherever you are on planet Earth. Let's look into the astrology starting tomorrow with the full moon and going for the week until next Tuesday, I believe the 18th. Yes, that's Tuesday, the very last day of Aquarius, the transition day into Pisces. So, what's with that full moon? Look at this chart. Ta-da, right? Moon in Leo, Sun and Mercury in Aquarius. And here is the T-square, this exact 90-degree angle from Sun and Moon to Uranus. All of them super close to 24 degrees. 24 Aquarius and Leo, and for Uranus 23:50, or what do I see? 23:20, what I see from behind in Taurus. So, yeah, what's going on here? Lots of tension, lots of pressure. What is the outlet? How can we release all this? How can we move things forward with from the Aquarius, from the Uranus side, of course, through breakthroughs, through liberation, through coming out of our shell, out of our old matrix, right? And getting unstuck and getting out of the comfort trap, right? So, of course, Uranus can also bring disruptions, typically when we are not proactive about the energy. But there's no guarantee, especially with Uranus, right? So things might also turn out very differently than you expected or were set your mind on. So, but that's also the beauty of a divine intervention and divine disruption, right? So Uranus is often known as a disruptor, but it's really an awakening energy. So it's like, wake up, life is now, love is here, right? All of this is very Uranian, right? And Uranus is in Taurus, ruled by Venus, right? Venus is also super important for that matter, especially since she just started a new zodiac cycle. She entered Aries on the 3rd of February, and she won't stay in Aries. She goes a bit back and forth like a mermaid emerging from the waters and going back for a swim. So Venus is now in Aries February 3rd till March 27th, and she will go retro in Aries on March 1st till April 12th. And so for now, Venus is in Aries. You can see her here, right? So a lot is accumulating here on this cusp from Pisces to Aries. Also, Neptune at the very end of very end of Pisces, ruler of Pisces, being in Pisces since 2012, and now coming to its very last tail end of that fin, so to say, of the tail fin of Pisces, and being met by the North Node. So that is also an energy field that's there. what's going on with that? This is about connection, letting go, allowing things to unfold, being in the flow of life, in the web of life, and being just, like a fish in the water, right? What does that mean? You adapt, you're in your element. You are also morphing, and you're also maybe connecting with the energy field and being changed by that, right? Pisces is very open and connective, and vibrations can make such a difference. Sound vibrations, energetic vibrations from the heart, from a beautiful field that you tune into typically through the arts, through music, through anything that touches you and that you can take in and immerse yourself in. So that is very much the Piscean theme. At the same time, it's also breathing out, it's also releasing of old Pisces age vibes that have to do with toxic energy, that have to do with victimhood, that have to do with so much suffering on planet Earth in the last 2,100 years of the Pisces age. So we're releasing all of that. We're bringing love to it. We're really connecting, but we're not playing the martyrs or the saviors, right? We are just exuding our love, offering it to the world, and bathing in that as well. So that's very Piscean. And then Venus, now freshly in Aries, this is also a warrior goddess emerging. And she is out there. She's fierce and she's loving and she's bold and brave, right? That's very much apropos Venus in Aries. And so Venus is typically known to be not comfortable in Aries because it's a sign of Mars, and Venus rules Libra. She's called to be in exile in Aries, but that's also just another box that I invite you to come out of. And basically, it's a very raw and present experience of love, right? And it's also directness, it's also approaching others, being proactive, and also being very self-loving in a healthy way, especially when Venus goes retro. That's the whole mission of Venus retro, healing themes around love, coming back to healthy self-love, especially also since Venus is in Aries where Chiron is. So it's a very healing theme that's coming in with Venus in Aries and Venus going retrograde, and eventually Venus meeting Chiron at the end of her Aries journey, which will be going on until June the 5th, right? 2 phases for Venus in Aries. And back to Luna, back to the full moon. The full moon here in Leo being almost the counterpart to this big concentration here, right? So here in central summer of Leo, while there's so much going on in the winter, central winter to early spring energies here from Aquarius to Aries. So the moon in Leo has a really important function, and she brings lots of color, lots of brightness, celebration, and also we celebrate, we see you, we celebrate you, we love you. We is also Aquarius, your friends, your community, your tribe, your extended family, if you will, right? And so Aquarius is also it can be also the system, right? This is also polarity between the individual and the system. So how can we show our colors and not be just a part of the collective, so to say, right? And stand out. And that, of course, also requires healthy self-love, maybe confidence and radiance, right? This beautiful full moon, you might have seen her already in the last few days, waxing and becoming even more full wherever you are on planet Earth. Here, beautifully in Victoria, very crystal clear in the cold wintry night, and she is shining brightly, inviting us to celebrate. And yeah, it's also the season of Carnival is coming, is starting to get really, culminate. The actual Mardi Gras will be March the 4th, I believe. So early March, yeah, March the 4th is Tuesday Mardi Gras, and everything is building up to that now. Of course, the Aquarius Leo energy is also very apropos Carnival. It's also people in groups, in parades, in floats are also either beautifully dressing up or also and coordinating, of course, dance, music, all of this. Or also traditionally, Carnival was also a season of mocking the it's the contrast between Leo and Aquarius, the contrast between the fool slash jester and the king or queen, right? So the fool was not just tolerated, but actually hired to be the one who shows the mirror to the king, right? So basically being a voice for the people and for the shadow. So this is also a really cool dynamic of Aquarius Leo, and playing out with Carnival. And we can, of course, also do that in our own inner self, right? So the inner king, queen, the solar self, in a way, being very often entitled, like a sovereign, right? Or yeah, having a lot of shadow, having blind spots, right? So here is the fool energy, which is also the function of friends, right? Ideally, true friends, they point out things to you that you might not want to look at, but they do it in a loving way. So that's the theme also of Leo Aquarius. However, the sun, the sun is not very strong in Aquarius, but Mercury next to it, sun rules Leo, right? That's why also it's a really strong full moon energy. The moon here is in the sign that is ruled by the sun at this full moon, right? So very strong dynamic, and Mercury is super strong in Aquarius and connected with the sun. So that makes it also from the Aquarius side a very mental, a very cerebral and intellectual, scientifically oriented, rather cool, detached energy. So much to discuss these days about systems and society and all the changes that are coming down the pipe with Pluto fully in Aquarius now. So we're having that side, and we have the Leo side. We're having the need to just be playful, creative, having fun, and celebrate. And yeah, play is the Leo energy. Of course, it also comes out with animals. I've come across a lot of cute, a lot of cute dogs. What I'm saying, dads, dogs, maybe dads with kids and dogs. That would be also very Leo. At the Chinese New Year celebration on the weekend. Was a lot of fun, was already moving into this Leo full moon energy. And of course, also whenever you're out walking here by the coast and where the dogs can be found, that's always a really sweet, playful intervention. Yeah, so bring out your inner kid and be with friends with this full moon, and also counter the strong orientation towards systems and society and things that are going on that now with creativity and self-expression and good healthy self-love. Then, as I said, Uranus in square with it. Yeah, you might want to change habits and get out of the comfort zone spontaneously, be in nature. All of this is very Uranus in Taurus. So, yeah. And of course, I write articles for all of this if you want to read things up. There are the Astro News blog articles are out there for Venus now in Aries, for Uranus having changed direction also after the new moon, That's why Uranus is also strong right now. And of course, the full moon, and coming up also for Mercury going into Pisces. That's coming up this week. Let me go to my cheat sheet here. Mercury enters Pisces on Valentine's on the 14th. You can see it already in the full moon chart. Mercury is coming towards the end of Aquarius and will be then in Pisces from the 14th of February. Again, for a long time, just like Venus in Aries, Mercury will be in Pisces from March, from April, from February 14th till March 3rd, and from March 29th till April 15th. Also, two phases in Pisces, while Mercury will also venture into Aries. Venus and Mercury will both go, or Venus already is, into Aries and then go retrograde from Aries back to Pisces. That's a big theme coming up in March and April. So right, as you see, there's a lot going on. Then also with Mercury, once Mercury is towards the end of Pisces, goes into Aries, goes back into Pisces. Venus does the same thing, right, in next 2 months. And all of this, lots of energy will concentrate on this Pisces-Aries cusp, which I call the emergence point, where new life, where everything starts, where new life emerges. So that is a huge pointer that a new era is emerging. We can see that also with Neptune entering Aries end of March, and then Saturn will enter Aries end of May, both just for a trial phase in the summer, for Saturn in the summer, and for Neptune going back into Pisces end of October. So, but next year they fully go into Aries. So Venus and Mercury are also preparing the path for that. Venus is now attracting us to it already, right? And Venus is a magnet, and you might be attracted to the unknown, to something completely fresh and new that you have no idea how it's gonna be or turn out. That is very Aries. It's that thrill. It's an adventure, and then Mercury follows. But Mercury goes first into Pisces, right? So now we need to relax and we need to attune, right? The mind being connected and open. It's really, really the sign, the combination of open-mindedness with Neptune, with Mercury in Pisces. So helping us to, be rather not so rational, right? But rather intuitive, rather being, meandering maybe, and connecting with what is calling us mentally, what interests us, right? And all of this is coming in from the 14th. And of course, also bring our mind to more energy field of love, of good vibes, right? That's all. And currently also freshly the North Node is in Pisces. So this is actually quite a auspicious energy to tune into. And it makes a difference. Mercury is at home in Virgo, which is currently in a South Node position. And so that can be an energy where we're finding things super complicated, and there's worries and problems and issues everywhere, and it gets really, it absorbs a lot of our energy, but we need to really generate rather positive Pisces energy. So so being in a good vibrations and allowing ourselves to be protected and guided and blessed and all of this, so that things are going well. And it requires faith, right? That is also Pisces, rather than all the reason that Virgo is into. Then what else is going on this week? We're having, in the meantime, also just a quick marker on the chart. Jupiter has gone direct. Jupiter is in the full moon energy here at the moment of the full moon, or at the minute of the full moon, unaspected. And it is it is not making any aspect with any planet on that day, except only with the ascendant. Actually, only with the ascendant a little bit further on in the day. When the ascendant goes into Aquarius, then the Jupiter will have a trine to the ascendant, but no planet, right? So Jupiter is standing there by itself, and that can also give it two expressions. Either it is sort of left out, it's like having a life of its own, an aspected planet, or it has its own theme that is sort of operating in a special way. And when we're going there, it's also very pure, so to say, right? What is this? Jupiter in Gemini, right? And now going direct and being a stationary focus. It is about lifelong learning. It's about curiosity. It's about so many opportunities. Opportunities are endless, and options maybe too. Options is also very apropos Jupiter in Gemini, right? So many options. So don't get overwhelmed with the options, but celebrate. There's always more possibility here. Is a plethora, an abundance of expressions that life has, and we can learn, right? Gemini is also a lot about communication and language. So maybe also opportunities through language, through speaking a different language, through connecting with people in their language, and but also in their language of the language they grew up with, but also different languages, right? Language of the heart, body language, all these different languages, right? That we can see opportunities to connect with people and learn from one another. And then this week Mercury will enter Pisces, as I said, and then on the 18th the Sun enters Pisces. Typically 18th can be the 19th sometimes. This year it's the 18th again, and actually quite early at 2:07 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Sun enters Pisces. Mercury will be then in Pisces already. The Moon will be in Scorpio. The energy shifts a lot from lots of air, and especially now with the full moon, air and fire, and that is very out there and up there, and to watery energy. And watery is very emotional, sensitive, instinctual, and attuned, right? So it's a very shift. And I also see the weather report here. Meteor weather says rain is coming in, of course, a water element. And so then lastly, what's with this last part of Aquarius that we're in, the last 10 days of Aquarius, that decanate has a Gemini undertone. So that is also a connection with Jupiter in Gemini and with a strong Mercury, which rules Gemini. So there's a lot to think about and to talk about, and lots of themes to share also with friends, and to learn about systems, about society, discussions, but also controversy, and also even division with Gemini. So Gemini, again, reminder, deals with two worlds and diverging paths and all this, right? It's about branching out. It's about the multitude and diversity of life, but it's also about alchemizing the dualities, so bringing those together. And and then what's with the moon? Yes, the moon will be full. Moon is already in Leo, will be full tomorrow, and exactly at 5:53 a.m. Pacific. And the moon will go into Virgo, will cross the Sphinx point in the evening at 5:07 p.m. Pacific, the Sphinx point super important. Also, it's about self-awareness. All this vibrant and expressive self of Leo becomes aware of itself, and we become self-aware. We become mindful. We also we also on a practical level um, figure what works for us, what is in alignment, what doesn't work, what is healthy, what is functional, and what would be dysfunctional. All of this is very Virgo. Then the moon will be in Virgo all day Thursday the 13th and Friday the 14th, Valentine's, moon in Virgo. And it's still an outflow of the full moon, but it's also themes like show your love in practical ways, in helpful ways, right? Not just about celebration and all this, you know, just kind of yeah. Virgo says, "Hey, are you helping me with this? Can you show me your love in that way, right? Or can you help people with things?" That is definitely an expression of love. And the moon will go into Libra on the 15th at 3:45 a.m. Things become more airy again. Libra moon and Aquarius sun. So yes, Libra of course is also a sign for Valentine's, is about relationship, is about togetherness, is about pairing, and about culture and art and various expressions of being civilized. So, 16th, and of course, also the law and balance and justice and fairness. Yes, yes, yes. All of that can come out, of course, also very strongly in society in that combination of Libra and Aquarius. Then we have the 16th still with the moon in Aquarius, and on the 17th, the moon will enter Scorpio at 4:19 p.m. And I call that cusp the tipping point. Choices lead to change, and things, when we make that choice, we're in it, right? We're not on the fence anymore. We're not just like pondering pros and cons. We're actually diving in. It's like diving into a pool of water, into a pond, into a lake. That is very much apropos Libra, Scorpio, and of course it has to do with choices. Yeah, and on Tuesday, as I said, the 18th, the moon in Scorpio still, and then the sun going into Pisces. That will be a real shift into the water element and opening up that Pisces season with a Scorpio moon. That is quite magical and quite mystical. I believe that's it for today, and I carry on with the email version of the full moon in Leo Aquarius Astro News that comes to you if you're a subscriber to my email in my email list. And if not, you're welcome to join and just send me an email. Or otherwise, you can also find these posts on my blog and on my Facebook page, linked below. And if you are curious and interested and called to go for an astrology session, I have a special on that is specially geared for Valentine's, but it continues until February 22nd, just because it lines up so beautifully. Until the 22nd, all relationship themed sessions, whether you are solo and wonder about your own themes around relationship, or it's about compatibility, it's about you and your partner in various, um, various versions of sessions that can be done about that, your dynamic with each other, your compatibility, the expression of the relationship itself. All of that can be addressed in an astrology session. And I have this special on 22% off. Contact me by the 22nd of February. And I wish you a beautiful full moon celebration of you and of our future also, Aquarius, right? Our shared future is a co-creative one. That's another theme for the full moon. Be well and enjoy life, love, sunshine, and the incoming light. Bye.